A lot of good guys come. Terry, put your hands together for Terry.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming here today. I especially want to thank Cheryl and Peter for organizing the event, and I'm honored to be here to present. I'm Terry Radford, and I am the Vice President of Sales and Business Development for Just Biofiber. What we do is we develop building materials that's a system for exterior walls for building homes and commercial properties. Okay, so first of all, the topic here is about sustainability, and where our product fits in, where you fit in, and where hemp fits in. So this is an explanation about how much we've increased greenhouse gas emissions over the last 20 years. It's actually doubled in a very short period of time, mainly due to third world countries that have started manufacturing and using energy based on coal. And this is shows you an example of how much energy is used to heat and cool buildings and to manufacture materials for buildings. It's actually 50% of all energy in the world is used for our buildings, to heat and cool. And as more countries become developed, there are more buildings, more heating, more cooling. This is a statement that I was kind of surprised at. If we actually used hemp to insulate all our new buildings, we'd actually meet our 2030 greenhouse gas emission goals for all of Canada. And this is what we can do to change the energy use and emissions if we increase our energy efficiency in our buildings by 30%. We can save about 500 million tons of CO2 each year. Okay, so problem, change, and opportunity. What I'm here to talk about is how we have an opportunity to solve a problem. With the International Energy Agency develops standards, and they present that to industry and to governments about how to set policies. And what ends up happening is our local building codes change due to policies set by our municipal governments and federal governments. And that's happened already. We've already increased our energy reduction requirements for all new buildings, and it's getting stricter and stricter each year. So that creates an opportunity because we've developed a product that reduces greenhouse gas emissions and increases energy efficiency in buildings. So what's our product? We manufacture these modular building blocks. It's actually a pre-engineered building system that uses hemp as our insulation material. The other part we've developed is this internal structural frame that's a composite that provides the structural strength. We sequester about 6 kilograms of CO2 in each block. So an average house, let's say 2,000 blocks, you're talking over 10 tons of CO2. So it's significant. So our value proposition is lower construction costs, higher insulation values, lower energy use. It's also mold and insect resistant, has a 2-hour fire rating. It's much quieter inside, and it has a healthier indoor environment because there's no toxins in the materials. So also lasts much longer than the conventional building materials. So our applications, the target markets are for commercial construction, residential construction, as well as for demising walls and multifamily as well. Our target audience for markets is green builders, architects, and engineering firms. This is an example of a building that's being built in Kelowna this summer. It's a net zero commercial building. It's off the grid. And so we can do this. It's a matter of having developers that actually have the impetus, the desire to go net zero for energy and for carbon. So cement cinder blocks for buildings, commercial buildings, metal sit panels. These are both higher costs. Our big competitor is the precast insulated concrete. That's the #1 building system right now for commercial warehouses. And we are the same price, but we're about 1/10 of the CO2 emissions. We're highly competitive as far as price goes for all products, competing in the marketplace. So sustainability benefits, we reduce energy, we reduce CO2. Hemp is a rapidly renewable plant. And this is why I'm here today, is to explain about the benefits of getting First Nations involved in growing hemp, not only for CBD. We use the waste product, we use the straw after the plant is harvested for the leaves and flowers. And that's what we use to make building materials, is from the waste product. So we just need more people to grow hemp, and we need people to manufacture, we need jobs, people to manufacture with us. So our materials are all recyclable, it's very cost effective and doable. Okay, right now our commercialization project is costing about $30 million. We spent $5 million to date, and the next $6.5 million is going to be used for automation of our manufacturing process. Full-scale facility will produce 4 million blocks a year. Our annual carbon sequestration is over 88,000 tons. That sounds like a lot, but one power plant will produce that in a week. So we have a long way to go. Total hemp hurts 15,000 tons, so we need about 30,000 tons of straw per year to manufacture blocks. That's about 7,000 hectares of hemp growing. So it sounds like a lot, but really there's some growers in Alberta right now that grow 9,000 hectares on one operation. Our flue gas that we use in our process of curing is about 6,500 tons, and we reclaim about 20 million liters of water in our process. Our product is 15% more cost effective than traditional building materials, and we provide 20% increase in energy savings. So in 2018, we've used about 10 tons per month, upwards to 100 tons now. And in 2019, we'll be using 400 to 1,500 tons per month. That's about 3,000 tons of straw we're going to require. So this is why I'm out talking to different groups about growing more hemp. And we want the straw for our manufacturing. So we look for hemp that has a larger stalk diameter, and it has not been run through a combine, and lightly retted, meaning it's only been in the fields for no more than a couple months. You can do standing retting in the winter, that works too. We can talk about that as we get a little further along in our in cultivation and us in manufacturing. Okay, this project, we've already done testing and certification for our fire testing, our structural testing, our insulation characteristics, hydrothermal. We're pretty much we're waiting for 2 more tests to come back yet, one on structural and one on durability. So we're already in manufacturing in Airdrie, Alberta. We're producing about 3,000 blocks a month currently. Sounds like a lot, but that's like 1 or 2 houses. So for us to be able to satisfy market demand, we have to be able to get our production up to about 30,000 a month. So 10 times that through automation. We already demonstrated that we can market acceptance. We have existing builds that are already completed, and we're doing more commercial builds this summer. So this is the cost of our license model for producing blocks in other areas. So for a single production line, we'll take it a profit with revenues of about $21 million per year, and the investment costs are about $6 million to get one production line up and running. The earnings on that are $1.8 million per year, and we use about 4,200 tons of hemp per production line. That costs 1,600 acres is what we require for a single production line. So that's pretty attainable. There's growers here that can do 1,600 acres without a problem. And so that works out to about 300 homes per year. Sorry, these are all in monthly numbers, pardon me. There's our building that's going up in Kelowna, the Ecolog project, that's a net zero. It was one of 16 approved as a net zero carbon project in Canada. This is kind of how it works. What it does, it has solar collectors on the roof, so it actually generates more electricity than the building uses. They collect rainwater, and they use it for irrigation, as well as for the water supply for the water and for sewer as well. It has a full composting sanitary system that actually, there's no sewer connection to the grid. And it actually has wetland filters and gray water recycling, and it has actually has a pathway with a green roof that allows for bees to migrate in, and that's the net zero carbon certification. This is the home that was built in Souk, which is just a little bit west of Victoria. Beautiful location. The owner was very patient. He was a pioneer, and he he's been a dream to work with for our first project. This is kind of the construction picture. This is a video that was done by the Global News. Let me get it to play. Try and play
Cookies on the outside.
It looks just like Lego.
Pretty straightforward.
And works just like it too.
It's Lego block inspired actually, and it's a more synthetic joint that forms a structure.
But these blocks are being used to build real homes and buildings, and they're essentially made of 3 basic ingredients: hemp, lime, and water.
The interior of a hemp stalk is called the herd. It's chipped up and mixed with lime and then pressed into a block.
The made in Calgary blocks are not only fireproof.
Fort Mac has shown a lot of interest, and in BC as well here with the forest fires, that we've done testing with this and held a torch up to it for quite a long time, up to an hour, and it barely has any impact on it.
They're also insulated. They get stronger over time and don't mold. It only makes sense they're being used to build this net zero home, which according to the owner is the only one built of biofiber.
It's the first one ever.
Popping up on a hillside property in Souk, just outside Victoria, it's being called the Harmless Home.
That's gonna dug deep so you can actually grow trees in there.
When done, there will be a greenhouse to grow food inside the house. There will be a solar panel roof. Rainwater will be collected in a cistern for domestic use, and it'll come equipped with a Tesla battery bank.
Energy-wise, we will be self-sufficient.
Thanks to these blocks that allow for faster than usual construction,
See how the end's flat there? That hurts bevels for electrical wiring.
this home is said to be ready to live in by the spring. And the owners welcome guests who want to check it out in hopes they too will consider going green on their next build.
So much talk and writing about things. We said, let's put our money where our mouth is.
Neetu Garcha, Global News, New Victoria.
So that was our first build. We've done 3 more since that, and they've all been on the west coast of BC. This was an article in the New York Times about using hemp for building materials. It's a very novel approach. It's been around for a while. The big difference is that we've made it into something that's modular and easy to assemble. There's actually been a follow-up article on this on the previous Harmless Home that was done in by the Global News as well. All right, well, that's the end of my presentation. I've got lots of answers. You've probably got lots of questions. So the reason I'm here today, representing to the First Nations groups, is we're looking for partners to grow hemp, number 1, and then to manufacture blocks, number 2, and number 3, to deploy our product in First Nation housing projects. There's a couple of interested guys already that want to get building on their properties. The issue is going to be, of course, CMAC approvals and other testing and approval. We're working through it right now, and we're looking for more demonstration homes to be built on First Nation land. So that's why I'm here, to talk to you guys about developing the markets for our building materials and to become a circular economy, growing hemp, creating jobs, and building homes. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.